Welcome student for this lecture on the lathe machine. So in this lecture we will study the introduction of the lathe machine, then the specifications of the lathe machine and some important parts and their working in the lathe machine. So lathe machine, it is the oldest machine tool and it is also known as the mother of all the machine tools. So probably all the machine tools are being invented from this machine. It is developed in the 15th century and also known as the tree lathe. It is called as tree lathe because the rope is wound around the workpiece and one end of the rope is attached to the flexible branch of the tree and another end being pulled by the man. So because of this pulling, it will give the intermittent motion to the workpiece. Then the another man with some hand tools will have some work or operations with the hand tools on the workpiece. Okay. Later on, instead of the flexible branch of tree, a support is used. A wood support is used, that is called as a lathe, and that's why the machine is known as the tree lathe. Nowadays, you can see lathe machine is advanced to the computer numerical control machine, machining centers. So these machines are being used to increase the productivity or to increase the production rate in the shop floor. The working principle, the workpiece is held between the headstock center and the tailstock center and it is rotated. The rotary motion is provided to the workpiece with the help of the spindle and the tool is moving, which is in contact with the workpiece longitudinally or in the cross direction or in the perpendicular direction. So this is how your lathe machine will work. Okay. Now when there is a contact between the tool and the workpiece, the material is removed in the form of the chips. The unwanted material is removed from the workpiece in the form of chips. So this is how the lathe machine will work. The rotary motion is provided to the workpiece and the tool is given the feed motion. Okay, so there is a relative motion between the tool and the workpiece, and due to the contact between the tool and workpiece, material is removed in the form of the chips. Then specifications. Now specifications are nothing but the requirements. We can say it is the technical requirements. Okay, so whenever we go in the market and we want to purchase something, we will specify our requirement in the terms, in some terms. Okay, so this is nothing but what you can say, how your lathe machine can be specified when you want to purchase the lathe machine as per our requirement. Now first important specification in the lathe machine is the swing diameter, that is the maximum diameter of the workpiece that can be rotated over the bed. So this is very important consideration. Then second is your distance between the center B, headstock center and tailstock center, that is nothing but the maximum length of the workpiece that can be held for machining. Then length of the bed, that is C, what is the maximum length of the bed. So this is also very important specification for the lathe machine. Then D, the radius of the workpiece that can be machined over the bed. Okay, so this D is nothing but half of the swing diameter. Okay, so these are some important specification. In addition to this, we have the different RPM available for the spindle, then the different feed available for the tool. Okay, so as per the gearbox, we are having the different types of RPM and the feed available. Then we have some important parts of the lathe machine. So lathe machine have 5 important parts. First is your bed, second is the headstock, third is tailstock, then we have the carriage, and then we have feed mechanism and screw mechanism or thread cutting mechanism. Let's see one by one what is the importance of this part and how these parts are helpful in functioning of the lathe machine. The first part is the bed. Now bed is the supporting member. It will support the different parts of the lathe machine. On the left hand side of the bed we have the headstock, on the right hand side of the bed we have the tailstock. So this bed which support the different part, it is made from the high grade cast iron with the high damping capacity. So for this purpose we are preferring the grey cast iron with the high damping capacity property. So because of this high damping capacity, whatever shocks and vibrations are coming, so this will be absorbed by the cast iron or the grey cast iron. So for this reason your grey cast iron material is preferred for manufacturing of the bed. In addition to this, it should be rigid, bed should be rigid, more rigid, it should have the proper alignment so that parts can be mounted very easily on the bed, and it should be accurate. Accuracy is also very important. Now this you can see, this is the cross section of the bed. Now in this cross section we have the two types of guideways, outer guideways. So this A, you can see A is your outer guideway and B is the inner guideway. So this is B is the inner guideway. Now for outer guideway we have the two types of shapes. One is flat shape, another is the inverted V shape. Another for inner guideways we have the inverted V and flat shape. Both the shapes are combined in outer guideways and inner guideways. Flat shape, what is the advantage of flat shape? It will provide the better support for the surface, or better support area will be given because of the flat surface. And secondly, flat surface is very easy to manufacture. Okay, that is the advantage of the flat surface. Now, what is the disadvantage of the flat surface? Whatever chips are coming from the machining, it will be rested on the flat surface, and it will have the interference for the moving member or the moving part over the bed. Now, what is the advantage of the inverted V? Inverted V is very, we can say, whenever part is moving, it will provide the very supportive area, or motion will be very easy whenever part is moving on the inverted V. And the second advantage is that whatever chips are coming during machining, it will automatically fall in the bed or in the tray of the bed. So it will not have any obstruction for the moving member or for the guiding member. But what is the disadvantage of the inverted V? The manufacturing is very difficult. That is the disadvantage. So that's why, to get the advantage of both the shapes and to eliminate the disadvantage, both the shapes are used in the outer guideways and inner guideways. On the outer guideways your carriage is moving, on the inner guideways your tailstock is moving. Okay, so these are guiding, outer guideways are guiding the carriage, and the inner guideways are guiding the tailstock. Then second important part of the lathe machine is the headstock. Now what is the function of the headstock? Headstock, the main function is to provide the rotary motion to the workpiece with the help of the gearing arrangement, with the help of the gearbox, or whatever driving mechanism is there. It will provide the rotary motion to the workpiece. Now the important part of the lathe machine is the spindle. We can see the spindle is a hollow spindle, okay, and it is threaded at the front side and at the back side. On the back side we can mount the pulley or the gear so that the motion or RPM can be received from the motor with the help of the gear drive or with the help of the belt drive. So this pulley can be mounted on this outer side of the spindle. We can mount the pulley, okay, and on the front side we can mount the chuck. Either 3-jaw chuck or 4-jaw chuck can be mounted on the front side, so that we can hold the workpiece of different size and shape with the help of the chuck also. If you are not using the chuck, then we can use the live center or headstock center for machining. Okay. So this spindle is made from the high grade nickel chromium steel as per the requirement, and it is purposefully made hollow so that you can insert the long bar from the back side. So this bar will come out from the front side. With the proper holding arrangement you can machine the bar. So it is purposefully made as a hollow spindle for machining. Okay. Now for gearbox, you can see the bed headstock also contains the gearbox. So different gearing arrangement is there. So with the help of this gearing arrangement we can give the different RPM to the spindle. Okay. So there is a lever here. We will be having the lever and with the help of this lever we can shift the gears, and because of this gear shifting we will get the different RPM for the spindle. So we will get the different RPM for the spindle. So this is how your headstock will work. Basically the function is to provide the different RPM to the spindle and in another way to the workpiece. Then we have the tailstock. Now tailstock, it is mounted on the right hand side of the bed. Okay, and what is the function of the tailstock? It will serve the two functions. The first function is it will support the another end of the workpiece when the length of the workpiece is large. Okay, so to get the proper rotary motion to avoid the deflection of the workpiece when it is rotating, it will provide the support with the help of this dead center. Okay, so this is how your tailstock will work. And second function is it will hold some important tools for operations like drilling, reaming, tapping, etc. So these tools can be held you may insert the drilling tool here, tapping tool or reaming tool, so that workpiece can be machined. Okay, so this is again second important function of this tailstock, and this tailstock is moving on the inner guideways of the lathe machine. Okay, then we have the third next important part, that is the carriage. Carriage is mounted in between the headstock and tailstock. It is mounted between headstock and tailstock. And what is the function of the carriage? The carriage will have the different parts, and with the help of this part it will hold the tool also. Now let's see the important parts of the lathe machine. The first important part of the carriage is your saddle. So saddle, you can see this one is the saddle A. So saddle is directly mounted over the bed. Okay, so saddle has the inverted guideways. So this saddle guideways will match with the guideways of the bed, outer guideways, and this saddle will move over the bed. So in terms of that, your carriage will move in the longitudinal direction. Then we have the cross slide B. So this is the cross slide. Now this cross slide B will provide the perpendicular motion or the cross motion with the help of this handle. Okay, so this is the handle. When you rotate this handle in the clockwise direction or anti-clockwise direction, your saddle will move. Your cross slide will move in forward direction or backward direction. Then we have the compound slide. Compound slide is also called as the compound rest, or it is also called the angular slide. Okay, so your tool post can be turned to the required angle because of this swelling mechanism. It is provided at the base. Okay, so any required angle can be set because of this swelling arrangement. So this is called the compound slide or compound rest. Then we have the tool post D. Tool post is used to hold the tool. Okay, so tools can be held with the help of this tool post. Then the apron. So this E is nothing but your apron mechanism. So this contains your feed mechanism and thread cutting mechanism inside this apron. So these 5 parts consist of the complete carriage. Okay, so first part is your saddle, which is moving on the bed. Second part B is the cross slide, which is giving the perpendicular motion. C is the compound slide, which can be swelled to the required angle. Then D is your tool post, on which you can mount the tool of the lathe machine. And on the front side of the carriage we have the apron. So it contains some mechanism that is called apron mechanism, which is used for giving the automatic feed to the lathe machine or for the thread cutting purpose. So we have 3 types of motion that can be possible with the help of this carriage. One is longitudinal motion. This is nothing but the motion which is parallel to the axis of the lathe machine. Second is your cross motion, that is the perpendicular motion. Perpendicular motion can be obtained with the help of this cross slide. And then angular motion. Angular motion is obtained with the help of this compound slide or compound rest. So whatever angle is set, we can set the angle with this compound slide, and then with the help of this hand wheel we can give the angular motion also. So this is very helpful when we are using the taper turning method on the lathe machine. Then we have the last part of the lathe machine, that is the feed mechanism and the thread cutting mechanism. Now these 2 mechanisms are being built inside this part of the carriage, that is called apron. So we have feed mechanism with the help of this feed rod. Okay, So this feed rod is engaged with the help of some gears in the apron, and because of this engagement of the feed rod, the feed motion is provided to the carriage. Okay, so feed may be the longitudinal feed, or it may be the perpendicular feed. So both the types of feed can be automatic in the lathe machine, longitudinal feed as well as the cross feed. So the rotary motion of this feed rod is converted into the translatory motion of the carriage. So in this way we can achieve the feed motion. Then we have the lead screw. This lead screw is also rotating. If you engage this carriage to this lead screw, okay, so when you engage this carriage to the lead screw, so this can be used for a thread cutting. So whatever is the pitch of your thread, so this pitch can be easily cut because of the engagement of this lead screw to the carriage. Now what is the beauty here? The carriage can be engaged at a time only either to the feed rod or to the lead screw. When you engage with the lead screw, it will be disengaged automatically with the feed rod. When we engage with the feed rod, it will automatically disengage with the lead screw. So this foolproofing arrangement will be provided in this apron during machining. Okay, so in this way we can see this is your apron mechanism. So this is a complete gear arrangement for the apron mechanism, and with the help of this apron mechanism we are transforming the rotary motion of the feed rod and the rotary motion of the lead screw to the translatory motion of the carriage. Okay. Then you can see this is the arrangement for the spindle gear and how this motion can be transmitted to the carriage. The workpiece is held between the headstock center and tailstock center. Then from the spindle we are transferring the motion from the spindle gear to the gear on the lead screw, and from the lead screw to the carriage. Okay, and from the carriage to the tool post. So in this way we can give the motion to the tool for machining. Thanks. So in this lecture we have seen the basic part of the lathe machine and their important function in the lathe machine. Also we have seen important specifications of the lathe machine, how the lathe machine will function. Okay, so this is how a lathe machine will work, and this is the basic or it is the mother of all the machine tools. Thank you.